Hi, Haywood Community College folks. I hope you guys are having a really wonderful Monday. It's definitely a little bit low energy today, but that's okay. It's what we have to do to kind of make it through the week. So this week we are just continuing some work from last week in regards to your rhetorical analysis, and then also looking at your Space Cat one pager. And so I wanted to kind of like walk you through. I had some questions about what it would look like, and so I wanted to kind of walk you through that process. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so you'll see that on this week's agenda, it's reviewing rhetoric, doing your Space Cat one pager, and how to organize a rhetorical précis. So what I wanted to kind of walk you through here is let's look at a rhetorical précis example. So when you have your one pagers, and let me go ahead and open this up so that you can see it. You'll see that there's a lot of different links on here that you can use to help you out. And I wanted to show you on this document what they look like. So you'll see that this document is really long. That's why there are some bookmarks here. So I've got rubrics, choices. So you choose, so you're going to choose one of these speeches that you want to analyze. And so you are going to do, it's kind of like a sketch note process of where you analyze the text in a visual format. And so you have to have two quotes, your Space Cat elements, which are on the other lecture, and then essential rhetorical choices. And so I have links on there for like the rhetorical choices, like parallelism and an anaphora, etc. And so if you go here where it says examples, it'll show you what they look like. These are fine to be digital as well, as long as you put it together with all the components. And so the point and the objective here is that you are analyzing a piece of text and you are condensing the analysis down into a visual format where you are using different modalities in order for you to understand like how all the pieces fit together. And so these are just some examples of what it looks like on paper. I've also had them done digitally. And then you've got your rhetorical précis on the back, which could also be just a separate page. And so those are there for you. What I think would be a really helpful discussion piece today is if you look at the rhetorical précis example. The rhetorical précis is it means precise, and so when you follow the instructions, what it is it's sentence by sentence, being very focused in on what the power of the rhetoric is. So you'll see that this example follows like a specific thesis here, and then it goes into he supports it, and you use some specific examples from it, and you do like 2 or 3. I think that 3 is on the rubric, and then also on the directions. And then you talk about the purpose as well as the tone. And so when you are doing a rhetorical précis, the big point of a rhetorical précis is that it's very much sentence by sentence. It's very much like specifically targeting like what are the choices that are being made in here. And the directions for rhetorical précis are also on here for you. And so I want you to go sentence by sentence. So if you look at rhetorical précis, yeah. And so when you look at it, you want to make sure that you're following all of the instructions in regards to how to focus in and make sure that each one of your sentences is focused on the particular aspect that you're going to be exploring. Okay, so I'm no longer projecting, so I'm going to go ahead and project again, and finding this crazy template. Okay, and so the template that you are using is this one. Sorry, it took me a second to get it up. Okay, so this is the structure. And so as you can see, if you compare it with the other one, it gives you kind of like a step-by-step of how to fill it in, and gives you some other specifics of like what you can do in order to make sure that your précis is as specific and precise as possible. So you do a description of the message, and then the support, and then the purpose, and the tone, and how it's addressing the audience. And so it's a very condensed rhetorical analysis. And so when you are completing that, I want you to be really cognizant of all the things that you've learned in regards to like the power of words, and also have fun with the creativity and the visual format of it, of course. The other thing that we're doing this week is just a very short little check-in of what kind of writer you feel like you are. And so in your sentence, like, what do you feel, like, what kind of writer are you? And do you feel like a gardener? Do you feel like you are, there's a gardener and architects, and so just kind of like identifying and self-reflecting on like what kind of writer you are as we move through the course, because we're going to be getting into your annotated bibliography, which will be your final exam. And so I did post that here. I'll walk it through a little bit more in the coming weeks, but if you want to go ahead and get a preview, it's there for you. So on that note, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the content, and I will be happy to explain it further. But on that note, I hope you all have a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.